To get started with Autopsy, what you'll have to do is navigate to this link. So https://www.autopsy.com/download. You'll see a link for the Windows version. It'll just be this button right here. But you can also download it for Linux and Mac, but the steps are slightly different. Today you'll be using Windows. Soon you'll be left with this Autopsy installer file. It'll have a .msi extension. You can either double click it, or you can right click it and then click install. It'll take a few moments and then you'll be sent to the installation page. Just like that, we have the wizard. So we want to click next again, and then click install. You'll get a message to accept admin privileges for your Autopsy installer. Just click yes. Once Autopsy is finished installing, it will ask you to click finish to exit the setup wizard. From then, you can just type in Autopsy, and Autopsy will begin to launch. You'll get this screen visible. And once it's open, it'll ask you to create a new case. To create a case, we're just going to have to click New Case. So we're going to give the case a name. I'm going to choose Demo, and you can select the base directory. If this is the first time you've created a case in Autopsy, you likely won't have one set. What I like to do is I like to make a folder called Autopsy, put somewhere within my file system. I've just chosen the documents, and this will house all of my case files. So to get to my case, this will be the full path. So after that, you can just hit next. And all of this information is optional. You can give your case a number, and you can put in some examiner details. I have some stuff saved, but it's completely optional, and you can leave it empty. It won't change anything. In fact, you can even set most of these things later. After that's done, it'll go and create a case for you, and you'll be able to add a data source. So just select generate new host name based on data source name, or you can specifically name the data host. Now it's important with mobile acquisitions to completely select logical files. Don't select anything else. With iOS, you can just select the folder. I would go in one layer in and select file system 1, as that is at the root of the file system, and select that. With Android, you can simply select the actual zip file. You don't have to extract it at all. Autopsy will handle it for you. Just note that when you upload a zip file directly into Autopsy, you must include the embedded file extractor module. This makes sure that you can actually see the contents of the image within the file tree. And if you don't do this, you'll just end up with a zip that you can't analyze. Now in here, you can select various modules that you want. I would recommend turning on a keyword search, although this takes a bit long. It allows you to search through your image through certain strings. And you can also turn on the embedded ALEAP or iLEAP modules for whatever device that you have. When you're ready to move on, just click Next. Once that's done, it will add the data source to the local database, and the files will be analyzed. On iPhone, this may take a little longer as it needs to add in every single file from your folders, but in Android, it does that a little later. So in the Android, you won't be able to immediately view directly into the zip folder. It won't let you see the whole file tree. There's a module called Embedded File Extractor, and it will run in the background. Once it's finished, you should be able to see all the files within the image. Once your case finishes processing, you should check out the data sources under Logical File Set 1 host. Once the embedded file processor finishes, you will be able to drop down its extraction underscore ffs.zip. Inside of it, you will see the Android file system, and you can just click on these plus icons to expand the folders. So if I open a folder with like terminal files, that is files that aren't folders, you can see all of their listings on this right-hand corner right here. If I choose a file that has a built-in interface, Autopsy, this application tab will light up. Right here is a database file, an SQLite database. So I should be able to go and browse the database. You can see I can do this normally as I would in other forensics tools like DB Browser. Anytime you select a file from the right, it's also possible to view the hex data. And if you want to view the file metadata, just click on this tab instead. In addition to the modules that come with Autopsy, there are also third-party modules that can be installed through their GitHub page. By clicking on this link within their download page on their website, you can go to the GitHub repository for additional modules for Autopsy. Here, the modules are organized by folder, depending on their purpose. I'm going to show you how to install bined, which is a content viewer module. Click on the bined binary viewer, and then go to the module location. Here you'll find the link to download the Autopsy plugin. Once you do that, you should end up with a file that looks just like this. Now, open Autopsy and open up Tools menu and go to Plugins. Here you gotta select the Download tab and then click Add Plugins. Click on your file and click Open. Here you'll be able to see a little preview of the plugin. Then click Install. You have to accept the terms, and it will warn you about unsigned modules. That is okay. Then click Finish. Now it helps to restart Autopsy at this point. Once Autopsy starts back up, just reopen a case. Once you have your case open, you can navigate to any file and then click on bined whenever you see the hex light up. Here you'll be able to find the hex editor, and you can use it just like this. Now, not all modules work the same, so you're going to have to visit the documentation for each one to figure out exactly how they work.